Hey, Delaware. Welcome back to another episode of That Delaware podcast. And I am so freaking excited today because we have one of my favorite people here on the podcast, Dwayne Foster.
Hi.
Dwayne is the owner of the Mercury Tea House and Cafe in Old Newcastle, among other things. And we'll kind of dive into all the things that Dwayne is involved in. He is a local business owner, but also just involved in the community. And
Yeah.
I love it. So Dwayne, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
So for those that don't know Dwayne and your story, like how did all this begin with like the Mercury and like just the idea of it and
Yeah, it's a long story. I'll try to keep it like short. But basically, my husband and I, we met in Michigan, went to Portland, Oregon, and we were there for 9 years, and his family ended up migrating to Delaware. So his mother and father retired in Lewis, and then his sister and her family were in Wilmington, and we were visiting. And before we went to the airport in Philly, Aaron was like, "Let me show you this really cute historic town." And I said, "Okay, cool." Um, so we stopped by Old Newcastle, and we just were walking down the street, and this building was for sale, had a big for sale sign on it, and I was like, "Oh my God, I wonder what that looks inside. Like we can maybe we could go in." We were peeking in the windows, and we just were like kind of thinking, the brains were turning and the wheels were turning, and we thought, who knows? So we go down to Jessup's, we have a beer, and while we're having a beer, Aaron's dad pops over to the real estate office to Tim Scully, and he said, "Is there any way you can show us this building?" And all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, they come bursting back through the doors of Jessup's, and they were like, "All right, finish your beers, let's go." I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "We're going in, we're gonna go look at the place." So we looked at the place, and imaginations were running wild,
Mm.
and went back to Portland thinking nothing of it. And we just got talking, and I was like, Aaron was the one. He's the one that said it,
Yeah.
which is like, he's like risk averse. So
Okay.
for him to bring it up and be like, maybe we should seriously look at this property and do our dream
Yeah.
of opening your restaurant. And I was like, okay. So one thing led to another, and that was in 2019 in November. And then one thing led to another, offers exchanged. Our friend offered to buy our house in Portland unexpectedly, and we were like, okay,
The
this
stars
is
aligned.
stars aligned for sure. So March 2020 rolled around, and we all know what happened in March 2020. Um, but also, we were slated to close on the property here. So it was just a whirlwind, and we took our time because I didn't know restaurants were even going to be a thing after COVID. And with the Mercury being so small,
Yeah.
I was like, this restaurant may not even happen. So Aaron had a job, full-time job to get us benefits. And then I just took my time. Rebuilt the whole bar area. My dad came, my mom came, helped us with tiling and the patio. And the Mercury came about because, first of all, I wanted to open a bar. I didn't want to open a restaurant. So the town needed a cafe and a restaurant. So we pivoted.
Yes.
And I said, okay, I guess I'm going to be a barista. I don't really know how to be a barista. But I knew how to do classic cocktails, and I knew that was my strength. So with Aaron's strength with tea and my strength with the cocktails, the food piece kind of just organically happened. Just trying to keep things simple and good quality ingredients, and we were able to cobble everything together and create what the Mercury is. I mean, the main focus of the place was community and just making people feel happy and that they belong somewhere, because I think that, like, they say, what is that, like the fourth space, third space, fifth space? it's like, you have your
Oh,
home,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
your work.
I literally was just listening to a podcast this morning and they were mentioning that.
What is the number of
I think
third
it's the
space?
third space.
Third space.
It's the third
Okay.
space because it's
Home,
like
work.
work, home,
Yeah.
and then a third
Okay.
space.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted people to feel like this is the space where they go and they feel like they can just
Yeah.
relax.
And you nailed it. Like you absolutely nailed it. It like makes me a little emotional because like I love like listening to your whole story and like what you wanted, like you nailed it because that's what I feel from the moment I walked in there. And I know that that's what everybody else feels because they express it, right? Like it's just a feeling when you walk through the door. It's like I've joked with people, it's like almost like Cheers, right? Like
Yeah.
you're walking through the door, like, oh, Amber, oh,
Yeah.
Queen, oh, so and so, whoever. Or like you don't even know the person, but you're sitting there talking like the other morning when I walked in.
Totally.
And I'm having a conversation with these two guys and then these women. And then we're all talking where they're leaving. And I'm like, have a good day. Enjoy your, whatever you ordered. And
Yeah.
it's just, it really is that feel. And it just feels good for everybody.
And not only that, she comes back and talks to us about it.
Yeah.
So I have actually not been to the Mercury. It's on my list of places to stop. I am so excited because of all of the stories that Amber has shared about it.
Nice.
She truly does think of it as her third space.
Well, you
Yeah.
have a lot of extra time now to do it because we're open 7 days a week. So I mean, we just expand.
So I am so excited about that because I would get confused. Actually, one time I went there, you were on vacation, but you were like working,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I'd always get confused. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go, to the Mercury and grab a Lala. That's my favorite, which
To go to.
Dwayne brought today. He was so kind to bring us some. It's a lavender latte. So if you go to the Mercury, that's my recommendation. That and the best espresso martini that you have ever had.
It's good.
100%.
That's Caroline's drink.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just transitioned to 7 days a week. And you now have this event space that you have in the back. It was a garage, which was Jolt
Yep.
before.
Old Vintage, our friend Courtney.
Yeah. Yep.
We found her a spot across the street, so she's over across the street from the Mercury. So definitely check her out too.
Yes. She was amazing.
But yeah, we were able to take out a loan, and I wanted that space to grow into something. We needed a prep kitchen too, so finding the right time to do those renovations, and I think this was the right time. With the market being what it is, I didn't want to take a lot of chances, but I knew that that building can't just sit there anymore. It was just sitting, and so we built onto it. And we built a commercial kitchen and a restroom. And so it's a self-contained event space now for about 26 to 30 people. And it opens out to the patio. So if people wanted to like have that space as theirs and then also have the patio, they could for like a nice little party.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it's super cute. Like when you were talking, you were saying like you took your turn, kind of doing the work and designing everything. And you can totally tell like everything is so thoughtful. And even with that space, like I walked in and it was just like, of course, this is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had a couple help from a couple locals. My friend Jason built like the nice little banquettes, and our friend Dion built and made the cushions. She designed those. She's a seamstress. She did a great job. So,
That was a really good idea, like a good use of the space for sure.
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's working out pretty good.
Yeah.
We have karaoke this Saturday night.
So I saw that, I shared that, and I love me some karaoke. So you might see me.
It should be fun. It should be fun.
Maybe a little outfield, your love. That's my jam.
I'm ready. I do Eve 6, Heart in a Blender.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah. Or it's called Inside Out, actually. My bad. I always say Heart in a Blender.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll be there to record it for the world to see.
Oh, God.
I'm always documenting everything.
You do. You did a good job with that.
Yeah.
You do a good job with that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So you have the Mercury and the tea house and now the event space. But that's not it. That's not all that you have your hands in. What else do you have going on?
Well, we have a couple B&Bs in town. So right across the street from the Mercury, we have a 1-bedroom apartment that we rent from the people in the building, and then we run it as a B&B. So it's really nice for people to come and stay, and they get a gift card to the Mercury. And we also have a B&B on the water. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath house. You can find all the information on our website, themercurynewcastle.com.
And that
Experts
B&B,
listings.
yep.
That's the jewel. It's like right on the water. You look out over the Delaware River. There's a screened-in porch, a beautiful backyard.
Yeah.
It's really, really pretty. So many people have come and they said that after leaving, first they didn't want to leave, but after leaving, they just felt so refreshed, very calm. And so we're just really, really lucky to have really just fallen on that property. Friends of ours,
Mm-hmm.
they just bought another property in town and they were like, do you want to run this as a B&B? Well, I was like, sure,
Yeah.
I will give it a go. Why not? And we also have the Old Town Hall across the street from the Mercury is a historic building from 1950. It's the old fire hall. The city used to have their meetings in there, and the trustees from the Newcastle Common had their office on the 3rd floor. So we worked with the trustees. They own the building, and we've had it for about a year now. And we turned the 2nd floor into a theater. So Dion came and made the cushions again. My friend Jason built a stage. It's really cute. We've had comedy shows, we've had live music performances, we've had variety shows in there. So Old Town Hall is another project that we're kind of working on. So we're pretty excited for that.
Yeah, I love it. I went there and saw the comedy show, and our seats were in the jury box, and we're like right there. It's just very like intimate. The building is so old. Like it's just such a cool space.
A lot of history.
Yeah, a lot of history, and the way you like put a spin on things is just you have a little knack for that.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So, I mean, you do a lot of events there, like you said, like the comedy shows, and you've had like music, live music, and then even like the movies.
Movies, yep. So my
Mhm.
friend Tyler and Jim, Tyler works for the Newcastle Public Library in town, and they have a little uh, kind of a movie aspect of Old Town Hall. They put a screen up, so on Wednesday nights at 6:30. They also have some matinees on Sundays. I believe at 2, they're kind of working those in. They also have a horror night once a month, Old Town Horror on Thursdays once a month. I think it's the 2nd Thursday. Old Town Movies on Instagram is their handle if you're curious on like what's coming up for Old Town Hall with the movie side. Uh, so that's a good way to stay informed as well. It's pretty cool.
So much going on in Old Newcastle.
You know it.
I feel like people don't know. People just like you do because you love Old Newcastle. You're very involved. But
Yeah.
I feel like we need to get the word out to the rest of Delaware.
It is interesting because I born and raised Delaware. Most of my family is from Newcastle. I bought a house in Newcastle in 2009. I grew up here, but when you're younger, you just don't appreciate, like we had this in our backyard, right? And we didn't really appreciate it. And you appreciate it. You appreciate things in general more as you get older. But even people that I know that live in Newcastle, my social media, I mean, I'm always like posting like things to do, and I'm in Old Newcastle a lot, but they had no idea.
No.
They had no idea all of the things that were available in Old Newcastle.
Yeah, I
So
think people like their whole lives they've lived here. They're like, we were born and raised, my parents and my grandparents, and we lived in Bear, or we lived 10 minutes down the street, and we had never been to Old Newcastle.
yeah,
Wow. I mean, it is really tucked in. So like, unless you're searching for it,
yeah.
you really will drive right by it.
Mm-hmm.
You really will.
Mm-hmm.
But they're working on updated signages and the partnership for the city of Newcastle and the city council are working on kind of getting the word out.
Yeah.
So it's happening.
It's
It's
definitely
slow burn.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but it is burning,
Yeah.
and people are noticing for sure.
Yeah.
And I just love watching it evolve, but it's still that old town.
It's still old town charm.
Yeah.
Sure. And there's a lot going on. I mean, a lot of other businesses have come in and it's kind of like brought the vibrancy of the town up big time. I mean, you all the way up and down the street. You've got Zolly's that's starting at the end. Got Rancho Azteca, the Mexican restaurant. You got the Sycamore Wine Bar for those late night evenings.
Yes. And I love that because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's an option.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
And then you've got the retail store. You got Jessup's, of course, and Norley's to round off the restaurants.
Right.
But then you've
121 West.
121 West.
So
you got
cute.
All Good Things. Chandler and Marcy do a great job.
Yes.
Some clothing and furniture and accessories. It's just cool. It's a great vibe, and people come to town and they're like, "Where am I? Is this
You feel
Gilmore Girls?"
That's
Like,
what I said this
literally
morning.
she said that
it's
this
Gilmore
morning.
Girls.
I'm so glad you referenced that. I said
It's-
it does feel like Stars Hollow.
Yes,
People all know each other. It's walkable.
100%.
Yeah.
Are you the Lorelai?
I wasn't a Gilmore girl. Like I sporadically watched it, so I don't know.
I was a Gilmore Girl.
I mean, I'm Luke for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so it is on Netflix, so maybe I should dive in.
Dive in.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's very nostalgic.
Mm.
Like
It's Newcastle. You'll start to see people, and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that's her or that's him."
Uh-huh.
They
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I love it. It's just it's a really good place. And God bless you, Caroline. So what else do you have going on? Is there anything else that like you have in the works? Because I feel like you're always like adding things, or you kind of like, I'm done at this point because it's a lot.
No. But
Okay.
I mean, I like to stay busy, and I'm always down for opportunities. Like one of the most recent things that we've been working on with my friend Emily. So I hired Emily. She lives in town, and she also works with Fleur 302. It's a flower business. She works with her friend Andrea, and she suggested doing pop-up workshops in the event space. And I was like, okay, what does that look like? And we kind of like worked through it, and it's been morphing into this really cool afternoon for people. It's meant a lot to them. My mother-in-law came to this last one. So basically, it's a flower-centric workshop where Emily and Andrea kind of take you through how to do certain things. And then you, either before or after, depending on timing, you have lunch provided by the Mercury, which is cool because it's like a built-in afternoon.
Mhm.
You can order drinks if you want, but non-alcoholics are all included. So the last one was a pressed flower workshop. So Emily and Andrea pre-pressed all of these flowers, and they provided you with the glass frame. And then you were able to kind of build it, and they would seal it, and it's sort of a keepsake for, you can hang it up in the house, put a little quote in it,
Cute little
remind you of somebody that you lost, or you know what I mean? So it was really cool. A lot of people were able to connect with friends and have an afternoon that they don't usually get to have. The first one was an orchid kokedama. So it's like a living piece of art. So they had an orchid, and then they wrapped it in like the moss and the bark, and then either hanging or sitting. Super cool. And they guide you through this whole process. You learn a lot. So they'll be doing one of those every month at least. And all that information's on our website too.
that's so cool.
That is
It
cool.
was pretty cool. I was like, oh, this turned out really good. And the feedback's been great.
Yeah.
Because it can be an afternoon with your friend. Because a lot of us,
Exactly.
we never stop. It's so hard to get up with your friends and reconnect. And that's like, gives you an activity. I love that.
Yeah. And I love an
Yeah.
activity. I don't know
No,
if it's
she
like
does
my
love an
age, but I love an activity.
It is. It's like people love to craft. And like when do you do that anymore? Like you bring back the kid in you a little bit too.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like using Mod Podge, and like you got the tweezers, and you're perfectly crafting the flowers. Like it's pretty cool.
And the beautiful thing is about like events like that is you don't have to think about anything, right? Like you're just like, oh, where are we gonna eat? What are we gonna eat? We have to get like all the items to do the craft. Like it's
Exactly.
like all built in because we all have decision fatigue.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, yeah, I want to get together with my girlfriends or whomever and do something. And you want to do something different. Like it's nice to go to lunch or go have drinks, but like, let's
This is
go
the
do an
best of all worlds.
yeah, it's like you can literally do all three. You can have drinks, you can do lunch, and you can like make something pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
love that.
it's been really good. The feedback's been really nice, and everyone's been saying it was just so nice to just not think about anything.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying like we just come here and everything's taken care of, and we
Yeah.
just have a nice couple hours afternoon, and we see friends we haven't seen. Most times it's like people they like, oh, I haven't seen my friend in like a year, or
Yeah.
I haven't seen this group of
Yeah.
friends in a long time. So it was really, really nice. Pretty special.
And that's once a month?
It's once a month plus. So we started off the once a month workshops, but Emily's starting to sprinkle in little during the week, during the evenings. Usually it's on Saturday, but could be other days. That way people can't, sports, kids, everything happens on
Yeah.
Saturday. So like if they can get away on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night, we have a couple.
Mhm.
One is a living wreath workshop. I can't remember the other ones. I just put them up, but other crafty ones, spring bulb workshop as well. Again, you learn a lot about flowers,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love flowers.
Yeah, me too.
You guys are doing you do a variety of things because you've also done you've done a dinner recently, right?
Yeah, duh. I should have said that.
So that seemed I was like super interested in that, but I had like something going on. But
Yeah,
tell us about that
Yeah.
because that looked really cool.
that was pretty cool. That was like one of the things, like when I was thinking about doing the event space, that I was like, oh, I think it'd be really cool to bring something else like in the food scene to Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, we could do pop-up chef dinners. So I just got to find another chef to do a pop-up dinner. So
Any chefs out there?
any chefs
Yeah.
out there?
Maybe we could ask Nick to come and make some pizzas.
Well, yes, but I have a friend that's been trying to branch out with the pizza thing.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna maybe give him a shot,
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
should.
Bill. But I talked to my friend. I don't know if I should say it on here, but maybe I won't. We'll keep that for another.
Keep it on the low.
But
Yeah.
pay attention to the website and the Insta.
Yeah. Pay attention
For the-
to the Insta.
Um,
Coming soon.
but the first dinner was.
She's wild.
I know. Control yourself. So the first,
Sometimes.
yeah. So our friend Cass Bruix, she works with Robbie Jester with Ingest. It's like a catering and business like that, and she's been with him for a while. But I was like, Cass, do you want to do? So Cass is Aubrey's girlfriend. Aubrey works at the Mercury, so there was like a connection there.
Okay.
And so I heard about Cass doing these dinners. I said, well, do you want to do one as the first kind of trial in the event space? Like you could do a dinner. We can get my distributors from Breakthrough to like bring some wine, and we can do like a wine pairing dinner. Would you be interested? And she was like, yeah, heck yeah. I was like, all right.
That is
Cool.
so cool.
It was pretty cool. So like, and the food portion of it didn't necessarily reflect Mercury. It was more of an independent pop-up style. So I basically just said, make whatever you want. So like she made this beautiful chicken breast. It was like a mustard cream sauce, sweet potato medallions. Like it was fantastic. Made these wonderful crostinis with the smoked carrot hummus. I mean, she did a really good job. Beautiful dessert as well. And my friend Rob, who works with Breakthrough, came and just did all the wines and spoke about them and the pairing. It was really cool. And people were excited for the next one. So there will be another one. I just don't really know when.
So what does that look like? Do people just get tickets to come to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I pre-sold tickets on my website. So I have a way to just kind of pop a little ticketing portion up on the event page so they can purchase tickets there. And then they just kind of show up and, they just, I don't know. It was really cool.
And how many people do you have at something like that?
So this time around, you have to like spacing is a little difficult because you have to make sure everyone has enough room to move around,
Yeah.
and it was plated, so I needed space to like plate and
Mhm.
get things ready. So 24, I think was the max. Probably could squeeze 25.
Okay. Did you do it in the new event space?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did. That was our first go of it.
Okay.
So it worked out really well. People were super happy. They
Awesome.
got to meet their neighbors. They got to meet new people around them that they never met. Like, I don't know. It's just the networking aspect of it is really nice too. And it's very neighborly. Everyone was just so happy to be there.
Yeah. And like as you're talking, you're saying like, this person knew this person and that's how I got connected with this person and that is what it is, right? Like we went to a conference a few years ago and they said your network is your net worth. And that's so true because it's who you know and the relationships and it's just so important.
It's very important. I mean, you want to be able to know a lot of different people and help each other. And I mean, I feel like that's what the world should be. A lot of people get caught up in the me, me,
Absolutely.
and it's like, it's not about me. It should be about everybody else.
Yeah.
And the me part just kind of happens.
Mhm.
So like, I'm always down to help even another restaurateur, cafe owner like Nick from Scout.
Yeah.
Like I was open for about a year and he came over and was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about opening a cafe." He said, "Can I pick your brain?" I was like, "Yeah, let's sit down."
Yes, I love
So
that.
we had a nice little hour or two after I closed, and I was like, "I don't really know that much, man. Like I'm just making a lot of mistakes. I can tell you what I did wrong. Like, I don't know. I'm learning as I go because I'd never done this before. So
Yeah.
for me, I was happy to share, but only as much as I really know."
Well,
Yeah, but
that's
that was probably super valuable to him.
absolutely. And they always say don't open restaurants because they have such a high failure rate, and you're failing through it and learning each time and adapting, and that probably saved Nick a lot of
Mhm.
pain points that he could avoid.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
mean, I think it did, but
Yeah.
Honestly, we're all just kind of trying to figure it out as we go.
yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
The thing is you got to try it.
You do.
If you don't try it, you'll regret it.
Mhm.
So like for me in the restaurant thing, I was like, I've been doing this my whole life. I have always wanted to open my own place, and if I don't do it now, I'm be too old for it.
Yeah.
So this was the chance. I mean, and my husband put all his money from his savings into it. So, it was a big risk, but we were like, we got to take it. We got to try it.
Yeah.
That's bold. Not only did you go into this, but you came from like across the country to do it, and during COVID, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys have been super successful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was definitely a risk. I mean, I was prepared for the restaurant never to open. So I was like, but at least we live upstairs, right? So we will always have a house.
Yeah.
So if the restaurant never happens, I'll just go get a job.
Yeah.
I can do that. And that's the beauty of the restaurant industry as well, is like it's malleable. So you can literally take those skills that you've learned and you can go anywhere in the world and work,
Mhm.
which is like pretty freeing. People always say, the restaurant industry, it's not a real job. It's not. It is 100%.
Who says that? That's wild.
A lot of people say
It is
that. I
a
mean,
Oh my
hard
gosh.
job
it,
for sure.
yeah, you can make a very good living in the restaurant industry. You can also not. But it's also a risk. There's not a lot of benefits associated with it. You're not going to have a retirement. You're not going to have, well, that's not true. If you work at the right place, you can have benefits in a retirement. I do provide a 3% match to my employees after they've been there a year. So they do have a retirement. And it was an auto retirement. So like if you didn't say you wanted to be in it, you were just in it. You had to say no.
Mm.
So pretty much everybody except for the two newbies are in retirement plans, which is pretty cool.
That's amazing.
That
Yeah.
is amazing.
Happy to offer that.
Yeah.
And you weren't kidding. You really are Luke from Stars Hollow. You live above your restaurant.
Exactly.
So, question about that. So you live above the restaurant
Yes.
and you and your husband have done this together, right? Like, how is that like being so close to the restaurant and you and Aaron, kind of in the thick of it? Like, how is like managing all of that? Like, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Because I love Chris so much, but like, could not be like working with him or like involved in work with him.
Yeah. I mean, that was a difficult piece. I mean, we've never worked together, and Aaron did his best to be where I needed him at the Mercury.
Mhm.
But ultimately, he's not a restaurant person.
Yeah.
So I knew that would have been temporary. So when he said, "I've got this job and I don't want to work 7 days a week anymore.
Hmm.
I want my weekends off," and I was like, "Yeah, of course. I have enough staff. It's no problem." But yeah, it's a difficult to work with somebody, be married to somebody, live upstairs. Everything is so close. So it was very difficult. And it still is. You never escape work. You're
Mhm.
always there. You always can go downstairs, and I always feel like I need to be around it, helping with it. I have amazing people that work with me that I trust. So for me, I can walk away knowing that they're going to make the same decisions that I would make
Yeah.
That's
in certain situations, and I've had full confidence that they're going to do it. So I have Robin and Caroline as my two managers, and I know that when I'm not there, they're upholding the same sort of standard that I would, which is peace of mind for
Yeah.
sure.
You have some great employees.
Yes, I think so too.
That's a
Yep.
blessing.
Yeah, very lucky. To work at the Mercury, it's not the normal, like it's not like a normal restaurant, but you feel like you're a family.
Absolutely.
That's the way I feel, and that's how way I want everyone to feel when they walk in the door. So I try, and no one's perfect, but I try.
That's we're all trying.
Yeah,
We're all trying.
For
I even tell Austin, my daughter, she's 7, and I'm like, this is mommy's first time having a 7-year-old, and this is your first time being 7, and
yeah,
we're just navigating this, and as best as we can, and we're all just humans.
Yep.
all human.
Yeah. Well, you have done a great job.
One more question. What's your favorite thing
Yeah.
at the Mercury? No, when I come and visit.
It's funny. I don't actually eat a whole lot and drink a whole lot there during the time we're open, because and when I'm working and then when I'm not, I'm like, man, I gotta go run errands. I gotta do this. But when I do love the Brew Burger. So
Okay.
the Brew Burger is named after Robin. His last name is Brubaker. So it's his creation. It is delicious. It's an Impossible Burger with melted cheddar cheese, onions, pickles, habanero cilantro infused coleslaw, little bits of crispy Parmesan cheese, black pepper aioli, and ketchup. It is bomb.
My pig is growling.
It is so good. So that I enjoy on the reg. Our salads are wonderful as well. Like I love the Harmony Bowl. It's so good with the tahini dressing and the avocado, little craisins, fresh veggies.
I haven't had that one,
So
but the Greek salad
Yeah.
is really good.
Greek salad, yum.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying the Lala right now, and it is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep. And that's
So
named
good.
after Lala. That's named after Leandra. That's her drink. So
Okay.
she always ordered it. Her nickname's Lala. So I was like, girl, I'm putting that drink on the menu. I'm putting it on, and it's right there, right
That's
there.
so
It's the Lala.
I didn't know that. I
So
love it.
it's her drink. It's what she always ordered, and it's been the most popular coffee drink we've ever had.
It's so good.
Shout out to you, Lala.
Out Lala.
Well, Dwayne, thank you so much for
course.
coming on. This was amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Diving into everything and finally, like, Kristen,
I know.
you.
I feel like I've known you just from the stories, but it's great to put a face to the name.
Thank you. You too. Nice to see you, and I'll see you at the Mercury.
Yes, you will.
Mhm.
Absolutely will.
Dragging her in.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the episode of That Delaware podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of That Delaware Podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at That Delaware Podcast and our team page at RosaioTeam_real estate. And of course, if you have any real estate or Delaware questions, feel free to reach out.